This is Greg McLaughlin of the Rebel Base Card Podcast, and you are listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Enjoy collecting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, your weekly digest of hobby goodness. Just two of us this week. It's Wesley.
Hello.
And it's me. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky people? How you doing, Wesley? Do you work a lot? I've been meaning to ask you this. You work quite a lot, don't you? Your job's pretty full on.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've kind of just given up as like a regular life, um, for the most part. Well, I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I do. It's usually 60 hours or so. The car business is
Mate.
always when I got into it, it was like I had this simple thought in my head. If I worked more hours than other people, then I could probably sell more cars and then I would make more money. And it's a good thought, and math makes sense, but also you don't really get a lot of time with your family sometimes and stuff, and it can be a little rough. But yes,
Oh.
it can be. And I've just kind of sat in with it over the years, and as I got promoted and got used to stuff, and trying to spend a little more time doing things, going to cons and doing things like that. But it does get, and especially towards the end of the month, we got to get everything closed out at a certain period, and you got to.
Right.
So yeah, this last week or so has been pretty tough. I've been there a lot.
All right. Well, it's Sunday morning for you, and are you working today?
Am.
Oh.
But we did just bring somebody else in that is a little more flexible with their schedule.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so so I'm gonna start having some Sundays to not worry about it. I
Good.
just followed one of my old bosses to a dealership, and we're just in the first year of getting things going, and I've had to make some sacrifices. But
Hmm.
hopefully, in the long run, it'll.
All right. Well, fingers crossed. When you
Yeah.
started saying they were flexible, I had an image of someone doing yoga at the dealership or something like that on one of the desks. Come buy a car and you can do this. Um, we had a whole list of topics to talk about today, and it was going to be kind of a hot topic episode. Because I thought there's been some really good conversations in the groups over the last few months, and I had a little list. But because it's just the two of us, I kind of wanted to throw something else into the mix. Do you want to talk about Masterpieces XL?
I would love to. I
Yeah, because I thought, yeah, that'd be a good one for us to kind of chew the fat over. Because I would imagine, would I be right in saying that you weren't in the hobby when Masterpieces 2016 came out?
I was not. So yes, that is correct.
Okay. Have you dabbled with any Masterpieces 2016?
Uh, a little bit, but not a whole lot. I think whenever somebody new like me comes into the hobby, I immediately went to 2020 just
Hmm.
because at the time I think I found a box at a local sports shop for $400. That was
That's
like
not
in the
bad.
beginning of 20
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Mm.
um and then you do a little research and then you hear about Bianchi and you start looking at the 18 and then for me anyway is what I my uh and then you kind of dabble a little bit in the other years. So I know that's the year they brought Jusko back, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's the year it became a premium product as well.
Oh, okay.
Because well, it's the first Masterpieces set since 2008. And the first all original art made for that set since '96. So yeah, it's excuse me. It was kind of a big deal, but I think a lot of people just didn't. Some people, a lot the people who went into it really went into it, really dug it. Um, but it was a small release. It was I think it was one of the first products on EPAC because EPAC only launched in 2016. Um, and if I remember correctly, I think Masterpieces came out pretty much at the same time or very, very soon after on EPAC. It's almost a simultaneous thing, physical and EPAC.
Mm.
So yeah, because they launched EPAC in 2016. I think they had Masterpieces 2016 on there. I think the first Marvel product on there might have been Captain America 75th. And then, of course, Doctor Strange went on there as well. So, yeah, so it's one of the first EPAC products. And I think that made it a little bit more accessible to people. But of course, at the time, EPAC didn't have as many users. So,
Okay.
by the time people got to EPAC, Masterpieces is long gone, you know. So I'm sure you'll be excited a little bit about this. Should I share my screen and we'll have a look at the sell sheet? Just have
Yeah.
a little chat about it.
See, I didn't know that I mean, I guess I just didn't pay attention to certain things. And again, there's just so much in this hobby that being in it and for a few years, there's still so much I just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this is a weird one. This, and I'll get into some of the response, the kind of the initial feedback from people in a minute. But let's just have a look through the product first. Let's just have a little walkthrough. So, Marvel Masterpieces XL. Rediscover the work of Joe Jusko with this oversized 5x7 standard card thickness format built around the 2016 Marvel Masterpieces product, showcasing fan favorite characters from the Marvel publishing universe in an XL format. So 5x7, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
standard card thickness as well. So it's they're not going to be premium, they're not going to be thick boys. They're going to be like regular, like a large postcard, I guess.
huh. That's
So yeah.
uh it almost so it's going to be the same basically the same cards from 2016, but they're just going to make them a little bigger.
Yeah, more than a little, more than double the size.
Yeah.
5x7 is pretty chunky. You can get some Ultra Pro pages, I think, 2 pocket pages, and they are two per thing. So if you think about the fact that a normal 9 card page is, if you get the 2 pocket pages,
Yeah.
then it's just two per page. I mean, I mean, let's go through it. I'm not sure, I'm not sure how this is going to be if you choose to set build it.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at some of the artwork we've got here. We've got the
And
Spider-Man Red Gallery.
right there when it says standard card thickness, do you,
Yeah,
do you think that means like standard as in what it was for then, or standard for that particular card, or do you think it's going to be
I think it's going to be thin. I think it's going to be
really
35
thin?
point, 25, 35 point.
Yeah.
So Upper Deck have done these oversized cards that they send to people at Christmas, basically. They're holiday cards. And I've had one of them for the past few years, and they're usually hockey themed, and they are beautiful. They're really high foil quality, gloss print. They're just like a large, yeah, just like a large postcard, effectively. Do I have any in here? I do not, so I cannot show you what one looks like. But yeah, 5x7. It's a pretty big size. But at that size, if it's standard card thickness, you're going to have to be careful with those cards. The
Yeah.
corners will get dinged really easily,
Yeah.
like really easily. They'll be, you'll be able to like wibble them in the air.
Right.
If you were to wobble them, you could do that with them. So they'll have flex to them. They're not going to be like the thick, 100 point premium card thickness that Masterpieces normally comes on.
Yeah, they could almost
In
be.
modern
I
era.
mean, for physics, they could be damaged easier, right? Because there's so much
Yeah,
more.
yeah, exactly. I would assume all the regular grading companies will grade them if that's your thing. And I know PSA do oversized stuff, and I think Beckett do as well. We know CGC do comic books, so in theory, that's an option for you. But you're
Hmm.
going to have to. You can get large. Yeah. Before we, sorry, I realize we're getting kind of stuck on the
Sure. Yeah.
physicality of them,
Sorry.
but because XL's in the name, I think it's kind of important, to kind of know what to expect here. You can get top loaders for photos. Both BCW and Ultra Pro make them. So you can get larger top loaders. Now, penny sleeves, I don't know if they do them, but you can get similar types of sleeves from photographic suppliers, because I've recently had to do that because I've got some oversized APs that I needed to put in new stuff. So you can get sleeves through it, but you just need to be prepared to look at supplies for for other types of things. Basically, there's a lot of archival storage out there on eBay and on Amazon for photography and for postcards, and stuff like that. So that's the stuff you're going to have to kind of want to look at. And I can't recommend a particular brand or thing because I'm in the UK and what's available to me here on Amazon is going to be different to the US, I wager. But you can get stuff. It might be a good idea to start thinking about looking at that if you're going to go for some of this product, because you're going to want to get it in sleeves pretty quickly.
Okay.
Especially
that
if you
makes
like
sense.
breaking it, So let's have a look. What we got? So just gonna have a little sip. Hang on. Oh, daddy's medicine. Right. So it's 3 cards per pack, 10 packs per box. So in a box, you're going to get 30 of these oversized 5x7 cards. Okay.
Okay.
And then 12 boxes per case. So yeah, you're going to get 30, you're going to get 360 cards in a case. So I think it's important to say that, just because with masterpieces, people go, oh yeah, 400 a box, that's not too bad. It's always worth remembering you're going to get 36, from a regular masterpieces box, and in the premium, like regular card era. So if you were to go and buy a box of masterpieces 2018 now, or masterpieces 2020 or 2022, if you can afford it, you'd only get 36 cards in that one box. So this is 30 in a box.
Okay.
This one. Okay. So I've got no idea how much it's going to cost. I imagine it'll probably be up there. But in a pack, you will get a base card, a what if card, and 1 insert card or serial numbered parallel. Okay.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. That kind of matches what Grant was explaining about, release like Platinum. You're guaranteed to get like this configuration. Do you remember? And they were pretty much spot on. You opened plenty of Platinum.
Yeah.
So in each pack you will get an insert card or a serial numbered parallel. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That it.
So in a box, the box hits a Battle Spectrum card. Notice, yeah, Battle Spectrum. Okay, no, don't notice anything. Ignore me. 1 holofoil card in a box, and 1 either foil parallel or serial numbered parallels from base set and what if series. So what this tells me is that they're not doing that gold signature.
Oh, okay.
Because it hasn't been mentioned at all. But if this product is similar to one that I heard Upper Deck talking about on the DL a few years ago to me, I think there's going to be quite a lot of different foil parallels going on. Should we scroll further and see if it tells us anything about them?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go down.
I wonder how this compares to the release of the regular. He says, oh, well, I guess the boxes with the regular masterpieces, there would have been 36.
You'd have had 36 cards, yeah, in a regular masterpieces release, in a modern masterpieces release. So this one's got 30, but of course they're oversized, but thinner. So in Masterpieces XL, you will get gallery. So you'll have Canvas High Series. So it looks like they're going to be potentially repeating, like because the original set had tiers 1 to 4, which is cards 1 through 90, and then cards 91 to 100 were the Canvas High Series. So if they're still calling it Canvas High Series, that implies that it's still numbers 91 to 100, and that they're going to be putting all the cards in it. So you've got a gallery variant and a red foil variant featuring limited numbering. So again, that would match the original release, because there was kind of they didn't call it bronze for 2016. I think they did call it gallery, even though it was kind of a goldy, bronzy color. And then you have the red foil, which I think was limited to 25, I want to say, on the original release. Who knows what it will be numbered to on this? But I mean, you've seen all the artwork. I mean, you can see it there. Mirage. They're doing the Mirage cards, which is cool.
Yeah. um, so the Mirage is like four-way flip. So that's like a lenticular card. It's just got four.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got
Oh,
four of the images from the set, and they usually group them by like by team or something like that. So you might have an Avengers one. You might have a Defenders one, for example. There might be an Inhumans one. I remember. It just depends on the year, really. I've only ever seen them for 2018, and they kind of didn't work for me, so I didn't really go for them. So I don't collect them, but um, I know some people do. I mean, if you want the art, it's a pretty good way to get the art. Four pieces
yeah.
in one card, but obviously you've got to move it around, and I'm not sure. I mean, the
You know,
effect on a larger format might actually be quite nice.
I'm I just so happen to have one
Oh,
of my little sketchbooks with me, and it's a five, the 5x7.
all right, hang on. Let
But
me, let
that
me, let me. Yeah, okay. Hold that up. Hold that up next to a regular card. Yeah, okay.
so
So
that's
yeah, I mean, look at it. That's
that
a
was like four times almost, right?
yeah, almost. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
chunky. It's a chunky one.
Sorry, I was just
Um,
thinking that just hit my
no,
head.
no, that's good. That's good for people to realize. So what we got here? So we got Battle Spectrum Gems number to 99. That's cool. I'm assuming that
Yeah.
regular Battle Spectrum will be in here as well. Um, and then you've got holofoil, and then you've got the various parallels of those, speckle and kaleidoscope with serial numbering, so they'll be in there. So I'm assuming from this that you'll have the regular holofoil and the regular Battle Spectrum, um, not just the numbered ones. In fact, let's have a look up here: holofoil card or Battle Spectrum card in every box. So yeah, so there'll be something like that going on. I mean, I never went for the speckle or kaleidoscope. I accidentally got one. I think I remember looking at my set and the Scarlet Witch in the 2016. I think I had like one of the patterned holofoil rather than the regular one, and I very quickly traded it out because I actually prefer the base ones. I know people love the speckle and kaleidoscope. I don't dig them at all.
Confusing to me. I don't. Yeah, I just like I said, I was confused. Like I just wasn't sure. Hard for me to tell which one's the higher of the. I mean, I guess if you look at them side by side and you see them a lot, you know. But
Yeah, yeah. It's like a different pattern, basically. Um, I think the kaleidoscope is the one. I think that's pretty. I think that's again to 25. I have a feeling the speckle was maybe to 99. I don't know. Someone's going to shout at me for getting it wrong, so I don't want to put numbers out there. But in my head, I think that's what I remember them being. Um, but I find the holofoils, it's I find the art is chat for me on a regular holofoil. The art is challenging enough to see without you then putting a pattern behind it.
oh yeah,
That's just my personal kind of take on it. It could just be me eyes. The eyes are a bit funny. Could just be that. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on. What we got here? Right, cases. There she is.
there she
There's
is.
our girl, Felicia. So she's going to be there. So you can see. I mean, look at this. I mean, there's quite a lot going on this page. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Um, oh, where's it gone? There we go. So we've got who we got here. So I mean, yeah, it's just showing some of the art. You've got these are base cards here: Black Cat and Captain Universe. Then you've got some of the holofoils: Black Panther, Cyclops, Deadpool, and Iron Man. That's the Mark One suit there. And then below that, you've got some more base: Moon Knight, Scarlet Witch, Star Lord, Werewolf by Night, and then some of your What If.
That's it's probably going to make the actual set from 2016. You said the 16 is on EPAC masterpieces.
It was, yeah. I mean, I mean, you might be able to trade for some of them, but yeah, it was released on EPAC, yeah. Um,
I think it would put some more attention and drive the desire of those up just to get some matches, right? Like people might
Possibly,
want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, possibly. Some people who've not gone in for 2016 might buy some of this and go back and pick up some of those to complement. Yeah, could happen.
Well, think about this.
Yeah.
if you got a Black Cat Omega, and then you got because the cards are going to be numbered, right?
I don't think it said that the base set is going to be numbered. Let me scroll back up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Base set card, what if card, and then it says one insert card or serial numbered parallel. So it doesn't say that the base set or the what if cards are going to be numbered this time around.
I think it'd just be kind of cool if you had a what if or maybe
Yeah.
a number that matched. That might be kind of cool.
That would actually make sense. This not numbering the base and the what if would enable them to put out a lot more product, I reckon. So I would be surprised if the base and the what if are numbered. Who knows? Case hits. Discover canvas high series parallels. So that'll be the gallery variants that we talk about. 3D Mirage Lenticular. So one of those is a case set. Base set and what if printing plates. Okay, sit down for a second. Imagine a printing plate that size.
You could actually probably eat off of it.
You probably could eat off it. Yeah, it'd be like one of those little things you get you when you're on a plane. Yeah,
right.
one of those size ones. Wow. Okay.
A tray.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Tray.
And oversized original art sketch cards. So there are going to be sketch cards at that size. And I have seen the sketch blanks floating around. So we knew this set was coming. Yeah, I just don't think the lenticular works well showing it as an image. Sorry. But
yeah, I'm trying to turn my head so I could see if it moves.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's not right.
There's a static image of a lenticular. I mean, never works unless you want to futz with it a little bit in Photoshop. But yeah, I mean, if you look, there's Black Widow. I think that's Ultron possibly there.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, looks like it could be Ultron. So, and that's it. It's only a 4-page sell sheet. So that's all the sell sheet is and does. And we'll put a link to it on the show notes. Let's look at the listing on Go GTS, see if it tells us anything else. So you have Marvel Masterpieces XL trading cards from Upper Deck delivers 10 what if cards plus 10 inserts or parallels. And this is every box. Okay, so that makes sense. So if you've got 10 packs and it's saying that you get a what if card in every pack and an insert or parallel in every pack, then you'll have 10 of each of those. And randomly inserted battle spectrum cards, holofoil cards, and serial numbered parallels. So it hasn't really talked about the serial numbered parallels, but are there going to be like Legendary Orange and Epic? Yeah, here we go. Look. Discover a dazzling array of colourful numbered parallels, including gold, epic purple, and legendary orange. That's cool. Now, this one, look for silver spectrum parallel, serial number to 10. I'm going to call this now. A lot of people have been going, oh yeah, there's autos in there. It doesn't say silver spectrum auto. It just says silver spectrum. And I'm fairly certain that Joe Jusko hasn't signed anything for this set.
Yeah. And if there was autos and they knew it, I'm sure they would put it here.
Say it. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I would bet some money that he's not signed anything for this set. So what if we've talked about iconic throwback inserts? Never before done like this. Well, they have been done like this. They've just been not done in this size. So anyway, find battle spectrum gems, number 299. We've talked about those. Grab serial number parallels utilizing holofoil, speckle, and kaleidoscope. Search for 10 card high series printed on canvas stock. That would actually be quite nice in a large format, that canvas stock. That'd be pretty nice. With the gallery variant in a red foil. Eye-catching Mirage 4-way lenticular. 1 of 1 5x7 sketch cards. We've talked about those. Original art sketch, also oversized printing plates for base and what if. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new in that listing. in that description. So I
And,
think they're keeping it fairly tight.
and I know we kind of started talking this in the beginning, but for you, if you got something like this, what would be your preferred storage? Or like, so would you said something about photos, like, because you can't really do like a 9 page.
Oh no, you can't do it. Well, you can do a 9 page. It'd be like one of the massive art portfolios. I think for me, I would probably because I so I'm going to say now I'm not going to collect the set because I've got the 2016 set. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't got all of tier 4 of 2016 because I'm doing that in purple. So I think I've got maybe 2 of the 9 purples from tier 4, but I've got base 181. I've got the standard holofoil set, the standard canvas set, the standard battle spectrum set. I don't feel the need to collect all that again in a larger format, so I won't be doing that. I will, of course, be collecting Black Cat, as I'm sure you will be. And there might be a couple of pieces if I'm lucky enough to get a box, and I pull a piece that I think would look really nice displayed, then maybe,
Yeah.
But
Right.
because it's Black Cat, I'll be getting some of those Ultra Pro 2 pocket pages and storing them in my binder with my other Black Cat PC.
So they
Um,
do have a 2 pocket page.
Yeah, you can get. I know Ultra Pro do them. I haven't. I did have a box of them a few years ago, and I think I've used them all up now. So I think I need to find some more. Whether they still make them or not, I don't know. But you should be able to pick some up. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure other manufacturers do. BCW, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they did one. Or you can certainly get them from Photographal, photography, like archive storage. You can definitely get it from something like that. Let me just check the Beckett page, see if that says anything different. I don't think it does, but we'll have a look at it while we're here.
The
So I
on
think
that
that's
last
pretty much all the
page,
information.
there
That
was
was,
a wasn't
that was
was there a video on the last
yeah,
page? But it just
but
is the same thing over. Okay.
it's Go GTS. They make their own videos. So this is just them doing a video with commentary on the sell sheet, basically.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't tend to close. Let me have a look at the Beckett page. I don't think it says anything different, although it's got some larger format images.
I wonder if that's pretty close to the regular size. Well, I guess it depends on. Never mind.
Well, well, yeah, on the screen it is, yeah. He's gone. We've lost him. So these are quite interesting looking, but yeah, I mean, it is. We don't know when it's going to be out. We don't know how much it's going to cost. But yeah, who knows?
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
It's coming. It's coming. It's on the way.
what what are your thoughts?
I think. Well, I think there's an element of missed opportunity here. I know that. Don't ask me how I know, but I know that one of the ideas for this set was that they were potentially going to see if they could use some of the pieces that didn't make the original set that are in Joe's IDW book and have them included. They don't appear to be mentioned. I would have thought they would have mentioned them as a selling point because obviously that would attract people to it.
Sure.
It may well be that they'll turn up as EPAC achievements. Who knows? But
Okay.
there were a number of pieces that Joe, I think at around that time, Fantastic Four got pulled, and I know he did, Fantastic Four characters, and I think the only 2 that made it into the set were Doom and Surfer.
Boy, that is, you're right. That's a
because
missed
they'd been
opportunity.
completed and signed off. So if you look at the date on a lot of the paintings, it's 2013, 2014, 2015, because it took him 2.5 years to paint the thing.
I wonder how frustrating that is as a artist.
It must be. I mean, listen, he wanted to do it right. I mean, we've spoken to him about this. He wanted to take the time to get it right. So they kind of just had to, wait for him. There is a post. I did share this on Marvel Masterpieces Collectors MMC, and the feedback was interesting. Now listen, I don't want to diss anything before it comes out, but generally speaking, people were, some people had concerns that it might dilute the 2016 original by releasing this, which, yeah, I mean, the original will always be the original. It's in a very different format, and the majority of it's numbered. So that's fine. I mean, some people disagree. They said they don't think it will devalue the original release. Wonky size, and whoever is still chasing the 2016 is likely not going to go after this one instead. It's a pure money grab, and a few people said that. A few people said that they felt that it was a bit of a potential cash grab. I mean, I don't know if I'd probably go that far, but who knows? What else? Yeah, it seems like a cash grab. Someone else. The dimensions alone is a turn off. Let alone from this being an odd remix of a 2016 product. Some people think it might be out summer 2024, so who knows? But yeah, so a lot of people are like kind of a bit like, not sure.
Well,
I mean, you get that meme of the little girl who's looking like this, like a lot of people like that
right.
about it. So it's a video one. What do you think, Wesley?
I mean, my first thought is like, I know that they've done something like this. They've tried things like this in the past. So other card companies have done things like this. And you almost wonder if heck, it could be the next big thing. I mean, probably not, but it's, for me, I am excited about being able to get a box and open it like it's something new, because I never got to open any 2016, and there's a couple cards on there that I would have loved to have those. That Venom Battle Spectra is amazing. So being able to get that and pull it would be pretty cool. And I don't know. I mean, I think I'll be collecting some of it, but with there being so much other stuff out there coming out, I hope it's not going to be super expensive.
Yeah. Keith has entered the chat, by the way.
Hey,
hi.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us, Keith.
Hello.
So, did you time one on last night?
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Lovely. And did you go out drinking last night as well?
I think question one is the same answer.
Oh, right. No. It depends what I was talking about time one on. Anyway, right. We were talking. We've been talking because quite frankly, all the discussion points we had, I was going to have with a larger crew. So as it was just Wesley and I, we were talking about Marvel Masterpieces XL. And what we think about it. So we've just finished reviewing the sale sheet and speculating wildly. And we are just now looking at the comments on Facebook. So you all caught up?
Yes.
You all caught up. You've looked at the sale sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You might even have watched some other content pieces that have come out talking about the set.
Surprisingly, not yet.
Yeah, you've probably not got time. You're a busy man.
Yeah.
You've got a busy food empire to run in Jersey. So, but what say you? What's your initial thought?
I mean, there's part of me that likes it because I'm thinking back to the promos for Flair when they came out, and they were those big pieces, and I've got all of them, and I collected them and I enjoyed them. But to collect that in a large format is a little daunting, and a lot of the comments are like, how do I show this? How do I save it? And that's a good thing to think about, is how do you actually save this and show it, or do you plaster it on a wall and make a giant mural out of it? That could be cool. But on the other hand, you've got guys that have collected every piece of 2016, have a very large collection, that now have this feeling of like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Like, do I have to collect this? is my master set incomplete if I don't have all of this? Like that's a weird feeling. So there's some people that are upset about it.
Mm.
For me, I think I'll probably do what I've been doing a lot lately, and I'm gonna collect a couple pieces that I like, display them probably similar to like these comics because they're gonna be
Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
pieces,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go from there. I'm not gonna go nuts about it. I have very little faith in a price point that's fair. Um,
Mm.
and I have
Yeah.
questions. I want to see some of the stuff too. Are they as thick as a masterpieces card? Are they thin? Like what does it actually look like at the end of the day?
Yeah. Well,
Before I make any decisions, if I
mm,
can pre-order anything like that, I really
yeah.
need to see what it looks like.
So it's going to be the sell sheet specifically says standard card thickness.
Yeah.
So it is not going to be thick. It's not going to be 100 point. It's going to be like I was just saying to Wesley at the top,
It'd be like
yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
that sort of size, but it's going to be floppy. So what I was saying was, people are going to have to get, you are going to have to you're going to have to get some storage stuff in for this pretty quickly because the corners will ding really easily
Hmm.
at that size. The cards, you will be able to hold it and it will flex. You'll be able to like wibble it like that if you wanted to make that little noise that wibbly card makes.
right.
And you can get a lot of photographic supplies, both sleeves and top loaders. I mean, BCW do top loaders that size, Ultra Pro do top loaders that size, but the sleeves go to the photographic side of things, go to that side of the force, and stock them up now. Get them in beforehand if you're going to open
That's
the stuff,
true. Yeah.
because you are going to need. Otherwise, you're going to be opening something and be like, I haven't got a sleeve. What do I do with it? And it'll get dinged in the pile when it's on your desk, especially if you're breaking on video. That sort of thing you need to think about now. And I recently had to get some larger stuff for those APs, those oversized Rittenhouse APs. These will be bigger than that, by the way. The oversized
They're
Rittenhouse
like
APs are 4 by
like
6.
this size, right? Like the Premiere sketches.
Yeah, yes, probably about then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
That's
mean,
a
Jeremy Skinner, Hardball's going to be busy.
yes, he is.
Yeah, he saw that release and he did a little, he booked himself Christmas in Acapulco probably, because he's going to ka-ching.
I will say I'm looking at just the size of this. A BSG of this size is gonna be really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I mean they are going to look amazing.
That
Um,
turquoise foiling this big is
yeah,
gonna look fucking cool.
yeah, it is. Yeah, the other thing I was saying, I personally, because I've got the base set, minus most tier 4, which I've got 2 of in purple. I've got the base canvas, base hollow, base battle. I will not collect the set again. I don't need to. And
You
also,
scratch
how
the
would I
itch.
store? How would I store something that
Yeah.
big? I'll go after Cat because she was in it. And I'm sure Wesley will as well. But aside from that, like there might be a couple of pieces I'll pick up. I don't know. I mean, the Shanna, the she devil from that set, is pretty alluring to a red-blooded male in a 5x7 format. That might be quite nice, and equally, there are male characters that might appeal to a female audience. So, in the interest of fairness, and some of the male characters might appeal to a male audience. Some of the alien characters might appeal to just weirdos. Anyway, I'm just going out to some of the comments. Someone said, typically the card collecting hobby does not embrace non-standard card sizes. And I think that's the physicality of it. Just could be a bit of a barrier for some people. Don't know.
It's true. Well, you look at even in the sketch community, like, panels, 3 panel, 4 panel, 5 panel sketches. People think right away, oh, I've got 4 cards here that are worth $300 each, and they don't sell for as much as some single
No.
3x5 sketches will,
No.
because it's just too much to deal with.
Yeah.
Me,
I
I'm
mean,
all for it. More art,
yeah.
more space, do it.
Yeah.
But they don't fetch the same. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same kind of reaction with this stuff.
Possibly. Well, the sketch cards for this are also going to be 5x7. So
Interesting.
1 per case by those things. Someone's commented, shouldn't hurt the value of 2016. This type of set was done long ago for Garbage Pail Kids Series 1 and did not tank the original. So that's interesting. So other card manufacturers have done a similar thing. So I don't think they're breaking the seal on that. What else? There was an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, someone said it all comes down to pricing. And of course it will do. There were some slightly ruder comments here. Well, I think we've kind of touched on those. Um, someone says, "Man, WTF is this?" um, there was something else here. Someone's actually come in with a rather positive post, so I'm gonna read that in the interest of fairness. Bob Feller, he's a nice fella. I really like the idea of this. 2016 is the iconic set. It's the connection between the original and the modern MM revival. If one set deserves to have its artwork displayed in a larger format, this is it. Come back to that point. While it might not be for traditional card collectors who insist on the standard size, it's a dream for those who love the artwork. I'm also going to come back to that. These will display better and even lend themselves to framing. Imagine how amazing certain Bactal Spectra gems are going to display. So, Keith, that's to your point. Rather than the microscopic images you get now, vibrant display pieces, which are limited in number. This is a great idea. So, on that basis, here's the thing. What if, because we like to do that. Yeah, what if the Bianchi 2018 set came out in this format and they sorted out the color printing of that? Because, you know, a lot of people say the 2018 set was printed darker than it should have been.
Agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
So, yeah, I guess from that point of view, I like the format if it was on the artist that I want. So where does that where does that I've literally just had that thought, and all of a sudden my tail's wagging for 2018.
So
Right.
I started looking at walls as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I can put all of that there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like the idea of display. No, I dig that. I really like the idea of the display because so many people, and maybe Upper Deck have kind of got a thing here. You know, they've been leaning into their gallery prints a lot recently. We know the ones from the masterpieces gallery prints where they reprint the cards and they have the signature in the middle. We know they sell and they're very popular, and people are really, there is a part of the hobby that's really getting more into the original art and starting to display the sketches. You know, they see it every week when they see things like this. Look at the stuff behind you, Keith. Look at the stuff behind you, Wesley. Don't look at the shit behind me. But what I'm saying is, they're probably thinking, you know what? Maybe this isn't a card collector piece. Maybe this is for the people who like to display stuff and have got the room for their hobby rooms and things.
That's
it's
a great take.
Yeah,
it's a good call out because we just assume it's for us because we're the card collectors and we've been involved with the set and the artists and all that stuff for years. But maybe it's just not for us.
Such a selfish thing for us to do.
How dare we assume?
That's a really good. I gotta say that's a really good call out, Ian. That's a really good call out.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited now at the concept of them doing it again for 2018. So please buy this set, people.
I just put that together
no
too.
matter the price.
If they're doing
just buy it.
If they're doing the 16, then there might be a chance that they'll do the 18 and the I just thought about that too.
I mean, someone's commented this better not take the place of a real new 2024 Masterpieces set release. You know what? I'm not sure. Seeing as we haven't seen 2022,
my understanding is that it's not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they'd be, and someone's mentioned this somewhere else. The word oversaturation has popped up. I think no, it wasn't in relation to this. It was in relation to one of our other topics, but it's a good word to have. I think people can't catch their breath at the moment. I think a lot of people are still paying off what they spent on 2022. A lot of people are still working on 2022 because the kind of the supply has kind of dried up a little bit. And I just think with Platinum, we know we got Fleer Ultra Wolverine. I can't see them releasing another original art masterpieces this year.
It'd be a lot, and without it hitting EPAC yet, we're getting dangerously close to halfway through the year. It'd be weird to see that happen. It'd be cruel, even in some cases.
Cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
It's listen. I mean, I love you, Upper Deck, but cruel and unusual. You have been to us over the last 18 months. So yeah, it's listen. Hats off to them for trying something different, even though it's regurgitating some art. It is, if you're going to reprint a set, I mean, it is the set to try. If you're going to try this sort of thing, that's the set to try.
And they were giant paintings, I'm sure, before. So if anything can be resized properly, it's this stuff.
So certainly I know that there's a couple of pieces I would love to have, as a display piece. That Daredevil canvas, for example, that we saw on the sell sheet has got such detail in. In fact, I'll bring it up on screen again, because that actually, as I'm thinking about it, I've literally not thought about it or talked about this until now, and I like having those first reactions when we're talking. But look at that Daredevil piece
in the background.
Look at the Daredevil piece. Look at how detailed that is, and that card doesn't work in the small format for me, because it's got so much going on. Wouldn't it be great to have one of those if you're a Daredevil fan, especially?
His dad, was a boxer. His dad was a boxer or something.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think he died throwing a fight.
That's it. You've got the origin story in the background. No, he was supposed to throw the fight. He didn't. And I think the kind of the Kingpin or whoever it was offed him, or the mob guys or whoever it was. So yeah.
That is a lot of detail.
What concerns me too about this is that I haven't finished just a nice clean base set. Like I've got a gold sig and I've got a regular base and I've got a canvas.
Right.
I still need the hollow and I still need the Jesus, help me.
Battle spectrums.
Yeah. I still need those,
regardless of the gems aspect.
And I'm worried that this is going to draw, because it's already a $500 plus listing.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried that this is going to dry that up even more for me.
Yeah. I mean, some of the work, look at the Beast. Some of the works are just stunning.
Yeah.
Some of them kind of don't. I can't say I'm a massive fan of that Spider-Man in particular. That's just me, I just don't dig it. But
isn't that the first, I hate to use rookie, but did people use the first appearance card for Miles Morales?
No, he's been in. No, I don't think it is his. I don't know is your answer, but I don't think it is.
I think he made it into now. Did he make it into now?
I think he might have done, He might have made it into beginnings.
No, I don't know about that.
No, okay, all right. I'll stop talking. Look at the Scarlet Witch. Some of the pieces will just be astonishing, and look at the Black Cat. I know I'm biased, but
yeah, I've often gone back and looked at that card and thought about how the leg and that's done very well.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got all this to look forward to. Who knows? You know what? I'm going to put Joe Jusko's intro at the top of this episode.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Hey, can we get a comment from Joe somehow? What does he think of this?
I don't know what he thinks of it. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I haven't seen him publicly post about it, I don't think. I'm not saying he hasn't. I just haven't seen it.
And how does this work for him? Does he see a red cent on this?
Short answer is we don't know. I have a feeling. Well, in fact, actually, Dan DeSantis has speculated in the comments on that. In fact, and we're off to the comment section to see what people think. Where is it? Dan DeSantis. So FPG commented, "Good for Joe Jusko. After all his hard work on these series, we hope he makes a fortune from these." Dan DeSantis replies, "I'd honestly be surprised if he's getting anything at all. I hope he is, though."
I think once they own this, and they can do whatever they want with it.
I think it's that. I think it's that. who knows? I mean, I replied, so look, current Star Wars Galaxy is even worse. The original, they're reusing art from the original 90s Star Wars Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. And in a lot of cases, they're actually removing the artist's signatures.
Wow.
So, I don't even get me started on that. It's I'm
So he probably sees this post and
yeah,
this listing and goes, these mother.
yeah, yeah, I don't think he has been involved as perhaps it may have been planned, but I'm not going to speculate anymore, at least not on air. We can talk about this afterwards. Yes, yes, marvelous. Keith, I know you only just turned up, but I think we should wrap it there because I don't think I've got anything else to say about Master Boosters XL, unless you've got anything amazing you want to talk about, Keith, that you've had a revelation. Have you had any card revelations this week that you can share with us?
No, I don't think so. I know we talked about off the air about talking about jambalayas and a couple things.
Yeah, well, that was one of our talking points we were going to talk about today, but I was going to wait for the whole team to be here for
But
that one. Yeah,
shelf.
yeah,
No, not really. I think the big news was XL.
yeah.
My personal opinion, I would have preferred if you're going to call it XL, it should have wrapped more than one artist too.
Mm,
In my
yes,
opinion, it shouldn't have just been
yeah,
2016. If you want to really be XL, let's be XL. Run 16, 18, and 20 into the set, mix it up and have a lot of fun with it. Have a big set.
or even go
Um,
back and reprint some of the 90s.
yeah. Well, I mean, in reality, that'd be even cooler.
Mm. I mean,
Because
I'd love to
another
see
one of
some
your
of the.
top talking points that you were saying was, what have you missed?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
missed,
Well,
I missed, I
we'll
missed
we'll
quite a
get into
lot,
this. Let's not bury the lead too much on that. But
right?
I know I would love to see. I mean, who wouldn't love to see some of Boris and Julie's work in that larger format?
Correct.
Who wouldn't love to see
Some
some
Hildebrandt stuff
Hildebrand?
too.
Who wouldn't love to see some Dave DeVries or some
Yeah,
Nelson or some Dimitris or even some of the Bill Sinkovich or Steranko stuff from '93?
I have
You know,
questions about that. Why not? You really want to dip, like all companies love digging into that nostalgia pool.
hmm
2016 isn't that far away. Like, yes,
No,
it's
no,
nice to rehash it, and I get
yeah,
it, but are we just forgetting all of these years of history before that?
yeah. I
Absolutely.
I think one of the challenges there is they've got to track down the original pieces to get high resolution images of them. In a lot of cases, I know that for the FPG book they had to track down the original art in a lot of cases. Um, and in the process of doing that, you remember those masterpieces covers that came out
Mhm.
that they reprinted? Well, Marvel had already started that process because they needed them at that resolution to be able to, do those covers.
That makes
So,
sense.
so I think there is an element of that, but it's doable and it's done all the time. There's those massive format books you get that are reprints of comics, but they're the original line work. In all those cases, they have to track down the original owners of those pages. Get high res scans of them.
You don't think we're at a point now where the technology can compensate?
Probably a little bit, but we probably not get into AI enhancement or filling the gap because it'll probably be it'll probably be leaning into that a
Oh,
little bit.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
know that a lot
Yeah.
of the artists that we've had, certainly on this podcast over the years, have got massive and I think perfectly legitimate concerns about AI and its impact on their work and their livelihoods and the integrity of what it is that they do as illustrators. So yeah, that's a hot button one. We'll definitely. You know what? I'd love to do that, Dave Palumbo. If you're listening to this episode, would you come on? Do you think, Dave, and talk to us about your concerns about AI and its impact on artwork and
He'd be
stuff like that?
great
I would
because
really love to have that conversation. You know who else I'd love to have in on that conversation is Bill Sienkiewicz. Um, because he's posted some stuff about that as well. And I think it would be interesting to hear a conversation with people at that level who have platforms and voices, about how they perceive it's going to impact on businesses that they know very well because it's something they've been in, all their lives. Bill's obviously a lot older than Dave, but they've both got mileage. They're both seasoned professionals. So I'd love to have that conversation with them. So You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out and see if we can make that happen. That'd be fascinating conversation.
Yeah, I would just be a fly on the wall for that.
I think so. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, let's do that then. I want to talk to Bill and Dave about their pieces that were in platinum. So yeah, I can't believe we're spitballing episode ideas that
There you
may
go.
or may not happen because it's Bill. Let's face it. And it took a long time to get him on the first time. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. Right. No promises, folks, but we'll try our best. We always try our best for you. You know that, especially you. Right. Wesley, any other hobby revelations you want to share before I ask Keith to sign us off because he turned up late, so he's getting that.
No, I mean, just the guy that got the box for me, or got the case for the hobby box, the case for me for the platinum. I got another box yesterday, and it's just so fun to open. They're just so. I wonder, one, like, with this being the first platinum set, if like in 10 years are these boxes going to be crazy expensive? If there's even any out there, or...
It's drying up already. People are like, people
Yeah,
are raiding the blasters and they're not getting restocked.
Right. How's that going to impact things? But I know that was one of the other talks that we were going to have about on the
Yeah, all I know is that when platinum is launched on ePack, they're going to have a very, very busy weekend.
It's borderline server crash.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't
The only thing making it worse would be a Masterpieces release on ePack
at the same time as an Unbound release on ePack with a popular character.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Right, Keith, do you want to sign us off?
Yeah, I would love it if everybody would enjoy collecting.
I'd love that too. Would you like that, Wesley?
I would love it.
Good. Let's pray. Thanks for listening, folks. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like, subscribe and share on YouTube or the podcast platform of your choice. The podcast can be found by Googling @the MCC Pod, which is also our handle on Facebook and Instagram. If you have an idea for podcast topics or want to be on the podcast, please reach out via social media or email us at themccpod@gmail.com. Our Facebook communities are MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. Creative design and logos for the podcast and groups are by artist Michael Munshaw. You can find him on Instagram @artofm2. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, collect your way and always be kind to others. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.